Hello, hi guys. So I'm back with another series, and today we are starting with the Python series for generative AI. Basically, in this series, I'll be covering the from the Python basics to the Python programs and everything, and along with all the necessary libraries which will be needed for the generative AI. So we'll be starting with that, and it will be around we will be having the lengthy series, you can say, but it will be a short videos I am trying to cover so that you can easily to try to understand with the basic hands-on also. Okay, and before that, like, if you haven't liked, share and subscribe my channel, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, so in this series we will start with the introduction. If you are new to Python also, so then also this will be fine. Okay, so Python, if I say, so Python is a high level interpreted programming language, basically you can say it. And it is mainly interpreted basically in internally how Python or executes its programs. So basically what it does, that Python internally interprets the program, and some part of that program is compiled, and then suppose in Java, what we do in Java, we save the file with .java. Okay, similarly in Python, what we do, we save the file or save the code with .py extension. Okay, so interpreted checks, okay, this file is containing .py extension, then further it executes it, and then it interpreted one by one, and then it compiles, and then after that, based on the libraries or whatever the code is written, so the code is being executed there. So this how internally Python works. And now most of you will be getting like why we are using Python over the Java, because Java is very powerful, and Java is or like Python is also more powerful, you can say. But Java is being most used in most of the banking projects still now, and Java is the crucial language, you can say, or most of the projects still work on the Java. But why we are using the Python in generative AI? Because you can say it, that Python is having many of the libraries. So Python is so much powerful as compared to Java, because it contains the libraries which are being used in the machine learning or the generative AI. So that's why Python is being used in the generative AI. And okay, so let's go one by one. So Python was basically created with the Zido van Rossum, and it released in 1991 basically. And key features of Python, if I say, so it is simple and easy syntax. So as compared to Java, in Python you can write the code in very less lines, and you do not just the thing is that while writing the Python code, you need to maintain the indentation, and if you are importing any library, so you need to properly import it, and you need to that library should be used properly. Key points are there while writing the code in the Python as compared to Java. But in Java you need to have that main method, then you need to have the semicolon everywhere, then you are using if or else, then you are having the curly braces. So very much you can say that structure wise, Java is having so much lines of code or boilerplate code as compared to Python. In Python, what you can do, like, you can easily in 2 to 3 lines of code, you can easily write the whole the logic, and your code can be easily be done. And but in Java, if I say, so in Java, you the same code will be written into 7 to 8 lines, for example. So that's why Python is simple and easy syntax, interpreted language. Code runs line by line without compilation. As I mentioned, only some part of the code is being compiled. It is an open source, free to use, and supported by a huge community. Cross platforms, it works on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. It is having the large ecosystem because it is having the thousand of libraries and frameworks available. Like, it is having the NumPy, it is having the Pandas, and different libraries are there. It is having the TorchFlow, and multiple libraries are there which are being used in different ways. Okay. So suppose if I say NumPy, so we uses the NumPy library here for having the mathematical calculation, which is being used in the large data models or the LLMs. So that's why we uses the NumPy library there. I'm not going in this theoretical part. If you need, I will share this PDF in my chat. Once we get around 4 to 5 sessions of this Python series, then I will upload this PDF. So Python is used in AI and generative AI because it is having rich in AI libraries, great for data processing, supported by a huge community. Okay, so this is the basics of Python. Like Python, as I mentioned, founded in 1991. It is simple and easy, and it is used in generative AI because it is having the rich in AI libraries. Okay, now let's move to the code point, and like how we will be doing the code practice here. So what we'll be doing, instead, two ways are there. Either you install the what I say, either you install the software, that is the PyCharm you have if you are having, or otherwise what you can do, you we have that collab.research.google.com. It is being it is a Jupyter notebook being presented by the Google, and it is very easy, because what it does, that it creates a new notebook in the drive, in the Google Drive, and simply you can practice there. So that is the major advantage of having this. So what I will do, I will try to cover as much as in the collab, because it is very useful when we will work with the generative AI, because and it is having its own ZPU, and everything is can be done here, as compared if we are using in the PyCharm, so we need to sometime manually install the libraries. So that's why we will work with the collab. And this is the cloud based integrated IDE, you can say, provided by the Google for running the Python and this generative AI code. So what you need to do, basically you need to create a new notebook in Drive. Okay, if you are if you want, you can like work with PyCharm also, that is also the similar way. But or if you need any guidance in installing the PyCharm, let me know. Otherwise you can easily install the PyCharm from the Python official site. Okay, I will mention the site in the description. So this is the notebook we have created in the Google Drive, and now what we will name it that particular what you can say, we should name that particular file name, or that particular notebook what we have created. So suppose we have named it at learn Python session, suppose 1. Okay, and now let us zoom it. Okay, so this is that, this is the collab privacy notice and everything, you can accept it. Then what we will do, we will try to code it here simply. Okay, what happened, why it is asking for the AI Gemini. Ha. So suppose our first code, or the simple code which we do in the Java also, when we just learn the Java also. So instead of println, we have the print method here. Okay, print hello world. That's it. Okay, do not use the exclamation, as we need to have the single inverted comma, then only we can use the exclamations. Let us run this first. Okay, so why it is giving the error, because it is a type of string, and what we need to do, we need to mark it with the single inverted comma. Yeah, so just try to run and try to play with this, and you will get to know much more about it. Suppose we need to do 2 plus 3 here, and it will directly give you the output here. See, 2 plus 3, 5 is there. Okay. Similarly, you can write your own code also. And suppose we were doing the print hello world. Na? So in that also, two ways are there. Either you write it directly, or suppose we want to have the exclamation mark also. Let us try this also. See here. So this is the simple way. So this was the basic, and we will be writing each and every code here only. And in the next lecture we will be try to cover with the list, set, and tuple. Okay. Till that, try to just have a good basic hands-on on that, and try to run the simple program here, or try to print, or try to do as much explore this, like what is the code, how it is working, it is being connected to Python 3, and like try to explore. Okay, we will get back into the next video. Yeah, that's it from my side. Please like, share, and subscribe.